These are key workers within the hospital who clean up after highly infectious diseases, they deal with highly infectious chemicals, and they put their lives at risk every day. And they need to be acknowledged and honoured for the work they do.
These people are on £12 an hour we're streeting. You talk about reform we're streeting, we're reform low pay in the NHS.
We want people to see what we are doing, that we're putting our lives at risk for the patient, for the trust to run. Because without the infection being controlled, the trust cannot be run.
We want them to pay us fairly, provide us with a rest area, a base where we can operate, carry out a proper risk assessment on the job we do. We've raised this issue for over 10 years. The team involved are predominantly from the black minority. No matter what we say, we don't have a voice. They don't listen to us. So the only option we have is to now involve the union.
Disinfect! 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 Disinfect!
We use machines like VHP, which is vaporized hydrogen peroxide. These are toxic chemicals.
Before you use the machine for health and safety reasons, you need to be trained before you give you a license to operate on the machine.
We also use UV ultraviolet radiation. These are used to decontaminate the infection areas in the hospital. Then we have another one they call the infection deep clean. Infection deep clean involves the stripping of everything in the hospital. We use very, very poisonous chemicals. We dress like we're going to the moon. If you stay in this chemical we use environment more than 5 minutes, you can get dizziness, you can get a headache.
We work in some enclosed areas that there's no proper ventilations. Yeah. So all these are risks to our lives. All these gadgets that we use that contains chemicals and the rest makes it different from the normal housekeeping. And we are the same people that clean the general cleaning in the hospital, scrubbing, polishing, doing carpeting in the theaters and other departments.
We also carry out some ad hoc duties. A patient comes with a very contagious diseases. So what they do to avoid the spread of the infection, we set up a ready room to detach or to separate that patient from the rest of the staff and also from the rest of the patients.
We've been called to do any other job. We can come in one day and they said, go and suck the Thames water. Yeah, because we are emergency and it's a sewage and a pool for right on you. All this is affecting us.
We contribute a lot of money to essential NHS management because each of these jobs we do we fill a form that the company have to reimburse essential management. So we contribute, we actually make money for the hospital.
What do we want? Bank What do we want? Bank What do we want? Bank What do we want? Bank
Guys and St. Thomas's have refused to put them on the right banding when they should have been put onto a band 3.
We are all on band 2 now, which is about 29,500 a year, £12 per hour. We are the least paid in the trust. Then we're pushing for band 3 that goes about 31,000 to 33,000 a year.
We want them to carry out risk assessment on most of the job we do before we actually do it, which has not been done for over 10 years.
We have another issue regarding the restroom. We don't have a place to sit.
They sit in the lift lobby areas, in the corridors.
They said they provide a place, but it's not adequate enough for us. It's a place for all the staff. They have a bathroom in the changing in the toilet, but not in the changing room. It's separated from the changing room, as compared to the main changing room in the hospital, yeah, where they have the bathroom inside.
To just simply say it's not a requirement to have a area where they can wash themselves, it's not good enough. They are always worried about taking the viruses home to their families.
If you have grand infection, you go have your bath, you put on the same infected clothes before you go into the changing room to change yourself, which is not right.
There is absolutely no desk, no telephone, nothing there is purely empty and no ventilation. We want at least hand basin, telephone, because normally when we get a blip to go attend to a job, what we normally do is we have to look for it. We have to go to the ward. We move around to go and look for a telephone.
Charles Alexander! Charles Alexander!
What we're seeing inside the health service now is a realisation amongst increasingly larger groups of staff that they're not going to get solutions to the problems from the government, and that they are going to have to fight for these solutions themselves.
We've been in dispute with the hospital last year as well, with the security guards. We also were in dispute with the theatre nurses.
And also there are other groups of staff, including the cardiac nurses at St Thomas's Hospital, that have just voted to take strike action. What is going to be key to all of the strikes that we have in the health service now, especially the sectional strike, is solidarity. When you see a strike, get down to the picket lines, get down to the demonstrations and support them.
We want the management to recognize us, appreciate us, value us, and know that we have a genuine case here.
They need to agree that it is a skilled job, that they do need to have specific training and qualification to do this job, and say that they are like any other domestic worker is not acceptable.
Next strike, we are ready to go on indefinite strike until the management listen to us and sort out our problem.
Disinfect! Your neglect! Disinfect! Your